Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday morning, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. So guys, I want to jump in really quickly. Pretty busy day ahead, so can't be too long, but we'll see. So you guys would have to be living under a rock if you don't recognize the changes that's going on all around us. Going into 2022, there are going to be even more changes. And a lot of these changes are going to happen rapidly. And a lot of these changes are going to be very uncomfortable. Why uncomfortable? Because we're used to liking what we like. We're used to a certain way. We're not used to expansion a lot of the times. It's almost like as human beings, we kind of like our level of just being comfortable. But anytime God wants to increase you and give you better, that requires expansion. And expansion is not comfortable. It's like, blowing up a balloon until the balloon almost popped. But expansion is necessary in order for you to reach certain destinies, certain levels, etc. If not, we will just stay in our little comfort zone, right? Here's the kicker. You're going to have to be very planted and very connected to understand that when it feels like you're stuck between a hard rock and a shell, it's going to be very frustrating to you because it's going to feel like punishment. It's going to feel like God is punishing you because he won't approve certain applications or he won't approve certain relationships to remain and so on. And then our own human logic, our own human flesh want to fight against these things to try to make it happen because it's our comfort zone. But one thing I've learned about God is that when he wants to take you higher, when he wants to give you better, sadly, a lot of the times we don't even realize that we deserve this better. So we feel like it's punishment when he's taking things. But in this up and coming season, whatever that Bible verse is about, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous or the just or something like that. You guys help me out. You guys know I struggle with scripture, but that's one I know. That's one I'm currently living. And that is true. But it doesn't mean that that stuff is just going to be given to you. You're going to have to fight for it. It's yours, but you're going to have to fight for it. So when God starts snatching things from you in this upcoming year, and some of you may already be going through this now, it may feel like, and I'm going to give you guys some examples since you guys love my examples. Okay, let's just say, for example, you've been renting for the last 15 years, right? And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. That's not the point. The point is you've been renting for the last 15 years. Then all of a sudden you got notification that you have to move. So you've been looking for homes. There's nothing you like. No one will approve your applications. You're going back and forth. You're about to lose your mind because you don't know where you and your family are going to go, and no one in the family wants to help you. You have nowhere to go, and you're just, God, where are you? And you feel like God has went silent on you. He has no answer for you. And when we are in that state of panic and frantic like that, again, we can never really hear our downloads properly. So sometimes what happens is God will he will allow you to wear yourself out so bad that you get to a point where you just have to sit because there's nothing else you can do. Once you reach that point, that is when you will get, boom, a massive download. I won't approve it because this is what I need you to do. This is what I'm trying to give you. So God may be saying to you, I don't want you renting anymore. I'm trying to give my peoples like the wealth of the wicked. So I want you to change your perspective and your mindset that you now deserve a mortgage. You deserve a house. But it's going to be a struggle for different reasons. Again, your mindset is probably used to believing that you're only worthy of renting an apartment. Again, I'm not saying anything's wrong with that at all. But my point is your mindset may be thinking that you only deserve that. So now your perspective is going to have to change. Now you're going to have to be increased. That means now you may have to, this might be your first time applying for a mortgage. There's a lot of red tape involved, but don't let that scare you. Because anything that God calls you to, he will give you the grace to do it. But it won't be easy. But your mindset is going to have to be, I want every single thing that God says is mine. Point blank, period. All of these blessings that have been backed up from our ancestors' prayer and things like that, things that has been stolen from us. The time is now for us to get these things, but our mindsets keep telling us That's, we only deserve to work at Dollar Tree. Not saying anything's wrong with that, my Dollar Tree workers. We only deserve to live in apartments. We only deserve to, that's conditional thinking. So again, my chosen ones, you're called to break the cycle. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's going to be extremely hard, extremely hard. But you're setting the foundations for the one that's coming behind you. They need an example. If there's no example already in the family, and obviously not, if we're already at our big age and we're still struggling with certain things, like they need an example. If you didn't have the example, make sure you at least start the process. Even if you don't finish it, start the process so they can have some type of blueprint. So that's the example with the home. So there's nothing you can do. When God is ready to increase you, there's nothing you can do that's going to change God's mind. So you can keep putting in 30,000 applications. They're going to all get denied, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. But make sure you tap in to realize that this is not punishment. This is not Satan fighting you. This is all God trying to give you better relationships, these dead end relationships, right? A lot of times in our community, when you're just comfortable, I knew very young I would never ever live that way. But no, and some of these I lost my train of thought. But these dead end relationships, you can try what you want to try. You can try counseling. You can try this. You can tell them, go talk to his mama, go talk to her mama. Listen, when God is ready to give you better, nothing is going to work. You can cry, kick, and scream, right? And you can even go against what he's trying to do now. You're just on your own after that. But my point is, nothing is going to work if he's ready now to introduce you to your kingdom spouses, purpose partners, the people that were always designed for you. So it's not punishment. We cannot create the narrative. If he allowed this person to hurt you, if he allowed this person to leave you, whatever the narrative is and how it happened is not important. What's important is it had to happen. And I know that can sound a little, uneasy, because it's almost like, well, but my heart is broken. I'm hurting. I get it. I get it. Again, I've had my heart broken. But what I will tell you is that what God has coming to you, right, will be so much better. But we have to change our perspective. You're only staying in dead end relationships because you think you can't get anybody else. And the only reason why you think you can't get anybody else because you haven't put the work in to become your better self. Once you put the work in to become your better self, you can meet 35,000 men or women per day. And none of them will faze you if it's not the right one. Because you know what you deserve. You won't be sitting here settling for people who is lying, cheating, and all this other nonsense. You're unhappy, but you're comfortable. You're not even in love, but you're comfortable. And you think fruit will come to that? God's not going to send fruit in a situation like that. So you got to figure it out, sis, bro. So when these relationships stop working and it's like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, we just can't. Tap in your source, because he may be telling you it will never, ever, 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 ever work again. I've been telling you to leave. You won't leave. I've been giving you all kind of signs. You still won't leave. I've been allowing this person to treat you this way. You just still won't leave. So let me go ahead and snatch this rug under your feet right quick. And it doesn't feel good. It's easier when you can control the narrative. Like you heard the download, God told Joe behind to leave and you leave, right? It still hurts. But when you can control that narrative, it may hurt, but it won't hurt as much. So that's home, that's relationships, that's jobs. Next, jobs. The job you've been on how many years? Decide to let you go because, okay, maybe they closed down and went out of business because of the coronavirus. Maybe they kept a few people, but they didn't call you back. And you were the most loyal one there, but they didn't call you back. You may have loved the job at one point. Now you hate going to work. You're sitting in the parking lot, Your stomach is turning because you don't even want to go in the building. You feel like, right? All these things happen when God is ready to shift you. But in this new season, again, many people will be pushed into purpose. Pushed into purpose. Maybe God is calling you off of a job because he wants you to open that business. He wants you to take the risk, the things that he's given you, downloads that you kept ignoring. He told you years ago to start a business doing this. He's telling you it will do well. But your mind is telling you it won't be successful because of your own lack of confidence, etc. But anything God puts grace on will be successful. So it's about him giving the downloads, us receiving the downloads, and then us moving in faith. And then God will then come and make sure that that thing has grace and favor and so on. But when we're just thinking for self, oh, if I do it, no one likes me. If I do it, no one will support it. If I do, yeah, that's true. That's us though. But when God gives you a very clear download, it's important to move when you hear that download. And even if you've let it go in the past and maybe you just kind of like, you feel like, oh, I got that download 10 years ago to open up that salon and now I don't feel like I'm graced to do it. If it comes back to you, if it keeps coming back to you, like now I might be the one giving you the confirmation or the conviction. If it keeps coming back to you, it's for a reason. So let your heart break because your old job won't call you back. Even though you were the one that they can call 2 o'clock in the morning and you would get out of your bed because they were short staffed and now they just did me all kind of way. Sometimes God will snatch the things from you that you love the most. It's not even that you love it, but you're so comfortable there in order to give you better. This year, 2020. Well, first of all, let me go back. 22 is literally my favorite number. If you guys know me personally, you know 22 is my favorite number. So double portions for those of you who are properly aligned in this coming year. Again, most importantly, I kind of rambled off, but really the whole initial point of this recording is that when these things start happening, if you're not connected enough or to be able to tap back into this message or other messages that are similar, you will feel like you're losing your mind because everything around you will be falling apart. Everything around you will feel like it's in chaos, but you're going to have to be planted and find your peace in that chaos so you can hear what God is telling you. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just or for the righteous, whatever that I'm telling you guys, I promise you. So I wanted to share that, and I hope this blesses somebody. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.